Namaste students, coming to the fourth unit in the investment management class. Yesterday, like in the previous session, we have understood about the basic elements in the fundamental and technical analysis. So, we have just understood the meaning of fundamental analysis. In the fundamental analysis, we have described the economic analysis and the basic components of industry analysis that we have understood in the previous session. So, in continuation of that, next is factors to be considered in industry analysis. So, while we are investing the money in the stock market, so before we invest the money as an investor, before we invest the money, so we have to consider so many factors in the industry like analysis. Okay. So, what do you mean by industry analysis? Already I have told you. So, it is a group of firm, industry is a group of firm. So, we are examining the industry growth, the industry background and the industry contribution towards Indian economic development. So, based on the plus points, based on the positive growth, we are going to decide whether we want to invest the money or not in the stock market. So, in continuation of that, so we have to consider as an investor, we have to consider several factors in the industry analysis. So, how industry performs, how industry has a strength. So, based on that we are choosing the best industry among so many industries. So, in that first one, growth of the industry, already I have told you in the previous session. So, growth of the industry means the trend of the industry. So, in terms of sales, in terms of revenue or in terms of profitability, okay. So, in terms of cash inflows, how it is like generated, how the cash inflows are generated, okay, and how like industry has the growth rate in terms of sales revenue, how the sales of the industry and how the sales of the particular firm. Okay, so we consider the trend of the industry. So, if it is positively upwards, we decide to invest the money. If it is negatively has a growth, so obviously we stop investing the money in the industry. So, based on the growth rate, so growth rate speaks about the development of the industry in terms of sales revenue and the profitability. If the sales revenue and the profitabilities are good, so we decide to invest the money, or else we cannot. So, we will just develop the graph for that. So, if it is having the positive upwards, if it is having the positive steps towards the upwards studied, so then we invest the money, or else we decide not to invest the money. That is called as growth of industry. And the second one is cost structure and the profitability. So, cost structure and profitability means, so here we develop the structure of the cost. So, every industry has a cost, like it has preliminary cost, it has like what developmental cost, it has like foreign direct investment. So, there are so many cost structures in the industry. So, we develop the cost structure of the industry, how they have invested the money on the development of the product, maybe it is a new product or maybe existing product. So, we just decide based on the cost structure, how it has invested the money on the various aspects. So, we develop some cost structure. So, total proportionate value divided into so many things, that is called as cost structure. And also we consider the profitability, how it has a profitability over a period of time. So, cost and the profitability, we compare both. If it is benefited, we invest the money, or else we stop invest the money. Then third one, nature of the product. Nature of the product means the industry production performance we consider the industry production performance. Okay. So, if the nature of the product is if the product performance is really good in terms of sales or in terms of demand, so we just identify the demand of the product in terms of essential product and non-essential product, isn't it? So, here if it is really essential, obviously that comes under fast moving consumer goods. So, it is needed for the customers, so the growth may be positively upwards. And if it is not, if the product is occasionally usable, that structure is different. So, based on the nature of the product, whether it is essential product or a non-essential product, so we decide the industry performance. Next, nature of competition. So we understand the nature of competition in the industry. So if if the company belong to software industry, if the company belong to food industry, how the food industry competition, whether it has a perfect competition or imperfect competition, or monopolistic competition or oligopolistic competition, we decide the nature of the competition, okay, whether it is oligopolistic or a monopolistic. So based on that we decide how many sellers are there, how many buyers are there. So we decide and we go for the investment, we call it as nature of competition. Then government policy. Government policy means rules and regulation of the government towards the industry development, maybe in terms of industrialization or maybe in terms of new industrial policy, how they have formed in 1991. So again we are going to get one more industrial policy now. So based on the government policy, so we decide that government policy is favorable to the industry or not. Okay, if it is favorable, so we may invest the money, if not we may not. Then labor. So labor like requirement to the industry, the availability of labor in the industry, and employment opportunity created by the industry. So that also we consider. If it is positive, we go for the investment, or else we cannot. Then research and development. So how many research and development carried in the particular industry. So if the problem is arised due to some reason in the industry, and how they have defined the problems and how they have analyzed it and how they have solved. So that we consider. If the research and developments are n number, obviously that represent the industry is good, if not the industry is not good. Then pollution standard. So industry should follow the pollution standard. So whatever we carry the business, that business may impact to the public, may unfavorable to the public. So we have to think about that. So every company or every industry should prepare sustainability report, okay, and they have to submit it to the government. So if the industry generating natural hazards or wastage to the public, so that may impact on the investment. For example, generally it is applicable to food industry and the chemical industry. Food and chemical industry usually comes under natural creation of natural hazards and the wastages. So obviously we have to think over it. If it is if we are not damaging to the society, we may invest the money. If not, we may not invest the money. Then SWOT analysis. So every investor has to do SWOT analysis of the industry, like strength of the industry, weakness of the industry, then opportunities of the industry, then threats of the industry. So we have to consider plus and the minus points in the SWOT analysis. So strength and the weakness are internal factors, whereas opportunity and the threats are external factors. And strength and weakness, strength and opportunities are interlinked. So strength speaks about the positive points of the industry, whereas weakness speaks about the negative factors in the industry, whereas opportunity speaks about the up to what extent you can reach, like your industry may reach up to international market or maybe domestic market. So we decide that. Then threats of the industry. Threats mean the phobia created by created in the industry. So how maybe competition, maybe government rules, maybe customers preferences changes. So we consider these four elements in the industry analysis. So if the strength and the opportunities are really good, if really contributing to the society and the investments, we go for the investments, or else we do not invest the money. Same thing, weakness and threat. So we should convert the weakness into strength and threats into opportunity. So if it is having such kind of factors, so obviously we go for the investment. So as an investor, we have to consider these points before we invest the money in the industry analysis. Okay, this is about the factors to be considered in industry analysis. Understood? Fine. Next, moving on to company analysis. Moving on to company analysis. So once we understand the industry analysis, next one is company analysis. Okay, the industry means it's a wide like concept. The company is the narrow concept. Particularly we speak about the investment. So in the company analysis, what we do or what investors does. So as an investor, we have to know about the company before we start up the investment on the particular company. So before we invest the money on a particular company, we have to analyze the company in detail. We have to analyze the company in detail. So if the company has the positive factors for the investment, then we go for the investment, or else we never invest the money in the company. So in the company analysis, the investor assimilates the several bits of information. They like assimilate the several bits of information related to the company and evaluate the present and future values of the stock. Okay, so we like as an investor, we assimilate the several bits of information related to the company and evaluates the present and future values of the stock. The risk and return associated with the purchase of stock analyzed to take better investment decision in the company analysis. So here we consider the present value and future value for the investment. So if they are positively associated in terms of risk and return, if they are positively associated, we go for the investment, or else we do not go for the investment. So the present value and the future values are affected by the n number of factors in the company, n number of factors in the company. So we can say that in the company analysis, we go for in detail study about the company, okay, like company background, when the company was established, and the growth of the company, nature of the products in the company, and like profitability of the company, and capital structure of the company, and the several factors we consider. Is there any illegal activities in the company? We just go back in terms of background of the study, and we study on the particular company, and then we go for the investment. So particularly we study the company analysis, what for? Because to know the present value and future values, to know the present value and future value. So if I invest the money 10,000 today, so how much it will generate in the future? So we wanted to know that in terms of company analysis. Okay, this is called as company analysis. So in the company analysis, the investor assemblages several bits of information related to the company and evaluates the present value and future value of the stock. The risk and return associated with the purchase of stock analyzed to take better investment decision in the company analysis. This is how we define the company analysis. Okay. So then next, factors to be considered in company analysis. Okay, there are so many factors we have to consider. Factors to be considered. Factors to be considered in company analysis. So how many factors we consider? We consider several factors. Okay, so we have to consider like so many factors in the company analysis. Based on the positive factors, we decide about the investment. Okay, so we can take the company analysis in terms of two divisions. One is factors and the one is share value. We can take it as a two component here. So one is factor, okay, one is factors we consider, and the one is share value. We consider it as share value because share value will be determined in terms of company factors. Okay, so we consider so many factors here. You can write down. So we consider so many factors here. So we consider the factors of the company, we consider competitive edge as a factor. Okay, we consider competitive edge, then earnings, we consider the second point as earnings, then capital structure, that is also one of the factors we have to consider. Then management, about the management we have to study, that is also one of the factors. Then operating efficiency, operating efficiency also we have to consider. Then financial performance, so these are the factors to be considered in the company analysis. So that linked with the share value, values. Okay. So here we have to consider the share values of the particular company, like stock value of the particular company. So we consider like historical price of stock, that is also one of the element we have to consider, historical price of the stock. Then we consider P/E ratio, that is price earning ratio, we have to consider under the share value. Then we have to consider economic condition, that is also one of the factors comes under share value linked from company factors. Then stock market condition, lastly stock market condition. Okay, stock market conditions. So these are the elements comes under share value of the company. So we interlinked these two. This is present value, this is future value. This is present value and this is future value. So these are interlinked each other. So we understand the factors to be considered in company analysis in terms of factors and in terms of share values. Okay. So in that we have competitive edge, earnings, capital structure, management, operating efficiency, then financial performance, that is represented as future value. Okay, that is the compound value of the share. Then share value determined in terms of historical price of stock, then price earning ratio, then economic condition, lastly stock market conditions, that is associated as present value, So these are all the points we have to consider. Please write down this. So here the competitive edge, if you take competitive edge, speaks about the competition of the company or the aggressive competition of the company. So how it is like having competition against the others, like those who are having similar kinds of product, those company producing similar kind of products. So they are called as competitors, they are called as rivalry in the industry. So how it has a competitive edge, so it may have several tools against the competitors, maybe in terms of price, in terms of like what quality, in terms of product design. So we differentiate our product in terms of these component like price or design or something. So how this is how we have to compete with our competitors. Then earnings, we have to consider the earnings of the company, we have to consider how it is positively related to the investment. So we have to consider our earnings in terms of EPS, in terms of DPS we have to consider. Then capital structure, if you take the proportionate investment of equity and the debt, the proportionate of equity and debt as an investment in the company. So how the proportionate value we have consider, so in terms of 70s to 30 or 50s to 50 or vice versa. So it should be some kind of like what uh, description, so then only it will be effective. So debt equity ratio should be positively correlated with the investment, so then only we invest the money. So then we consider the management whether it is autocratic or participative leadership or the past performance of the management. So we consider the promoters information, we consider the management style, then we invest the money. Then operating efficiency of the company, so how it is efficient in terms of like what fixed cost and variable cost and the sales revenue. So we consider the contribution of the company in terms of fixed cost and the variable cost and the sales revenue. So if it is positively correlated, we go for the investment, or else we do not invest the money. Then financial performance of the company, like we have to consider the financial performance of the company in terms of net profit, gross profit. Okay, so like profitability we consider, if it is positive we invest the money. So then that linked with the historical price of stock. So share value, if you consider the share value, the historical share price we consider, like when the company came into Enforge, so on that time what was the price, the stock price, okay, and how it's grown. So we consider the historical price of the stock, then we invest. So if starting it was less, then it's increased, then obviously it shows the progress of the stock price. Then we also consider the PE ratio, the price earning ratio of the like particular stock we consider, like the market price per share, earning price per share. So we consider based on the positive factors, we go for the investment. That is also one of the things we have to consider. Then economic condition of the like particular stock. So when the economy was in boom stage, when economy was in recession stage, so what was the progress, economic condition of the company, so whether it was declined or whether it was appreciated. So we consider that and we invest the money. Then stock market condition, like ups and downs in the stock market, maybe Sensex like ups and downs, or a Nifty ups and downs based on the like business life cycle, like bull market, bear market. So there will be a variable in the market, so that also we consider. Then based on that we invest the money. So factors are correlated as future value, and share values are determined as a present value. So the present value, if it is positive, obviously the future value could be better. So based on the present value we identify the future value, and based on the future value we identify the present value. So this is called as factors to be considered in company analysis. So let us go in detail. Company edge, how it comes, what are all the factors associated in the company edge, again in the earning, what are all the factors associated in the company earnings, and what are all the factors associated in capital structure, same thing for the subsequent. So in detail we can understand this. Okay, so next is first one, competitive edge. Competitive edge, if you consider, I'll just rub the board if you have written. So if you consider the competitive edge, in that there are several factors, there are several like components. So in that first one, the market share, then the growth of sales, stability of sales, then sales forecast. These are all the points we have to consider in the competitive edge. First one is the market share, okay, the first one is the market share, and the next one is growth of sales. We have to consider growth of sales. Then we have stability of sales. Then finally we have sales forecast. Sales forecast. So these are the components comes under competitive edge. While you are as an investor, while you are assessing the competitive edge of the company or aggressive level of the competition, so we have to consider these points. In that first one, market share. So what is the market share of the company? How much they have obtained out of 100%? How much they have obtained? What is the market price or market price of the particular share? So whether it is more than 500 or whether it is more than 1000, we have to consider the market share based on the market capitalization and the number of shares outstanding by the company. Then growth of sales we have to consider. The growth of sales determines the competitive edge of the company. So like the upwards movements of the sales from here to here, how much this increase, we have to consider that. Then stability of sales. So even though it's not increased, so it may be stable, for some year it may be stable due to some reason. For example, like COVID-19 is happening currently. So this time maybe sales may be stable or maybe has a growth. So if there is no growth, it may be stable or it may be less than that, like decreasing in sale. So it should be stable. So stability of the sale is the most important. So we should have a margin, we should have a target. So we have to reach that. That is called a stability of sales. Then sales forecast. So what the sales forecast company is doing? So based on the current and the previous years, we may go for the sales forecast. So we have to consider these points in the competitive edge. Okay, that is also one of the kind. So next, moving on to earnings of the company. If you consider, so earnings of the company also has several factors. Okay, so earnings of the company also has several factors. So in that, capital structure is also associated. So we can consider for both these. So in that we consider capital structure. First one, capital structure we consider. Then we consider preference shares. Okay, we consider preference shares. We consider debt of the company. That's also one of the factors. We consider management, internal management. So these things comes under like earnings and the capital structure. So we have to consider the earnings of the company in terms of capital structure. So already I told you, capital structure means it's a combination of debt and the equity. It's a combination of debt and equity. So total investment of the company can be categorized into debt and the equity. So how much debt you have invested and how much equity you have invested. So proportionate value of that is most important. So in order to assess that, we go for debt equity ratio, we go for 10%, we go for like so many approaches like NI, NOI, Montague and Miller approach. We consider any one of these and we go for the examining of that. Then preference shares also most important in the earnings. So because obviously the preference shares carries fixed rate of dividend. So the whatever the income is generated from the company, that will be fixed that will be divided or that will be distributed among the shareholders, preference shareholders, in terms of like what dividend. So equally it will be distributed. So that's also we have to consider. And the debt factor most important. So in the capital structure it comes. So in the debt factors, what we do, we have to evaluate the financial risk of the company. We have to evaluate the financial risk of the company. So, how much proportionate value of debt can be obtained for our business. So, we should have a target, we should have a minimum margin for that. So, we cannot borrow the money as we required. So, there should be a limitation for that. So, we have to consider that, then only that shows the positive trend. So, before we invest the money, we have to evaluate the debt factors in the company, because debt is a long term like loan, can be issued in terms of debenture or bonds. So, obviously, we have to consider, because like company is obligated to pay the interest to the debt holder. So, that is also one of the kind. Then management. So, if you consider the management, next one is management. So, management if you consider, so in the management we have to understand the style of the management. So, whether it is autocratic or lead participative. So, based on that also we have to invest, like how like management has a progress towards the like development of the company. So, those things we consider, then we invest the money. Then operating efficiency, already I told you, in the operating efficiency we go with like the fixed cost and sales revenue of the company. If it is positive, then we go for the investment. So, that should be fixed cost remaining same over a period of time. It does not vary from one particular period on the particular period. So, it should be same. For that reason we have to consider. Then in the operating efficiency we can also take the operating leverages. Operating leverages mean the debt level of the company. So, operating leverages should not damages to the particular industry, particular company. So, it should be having the positive like trends towards the company sales, towards the company progress. So, those things we have to consider in the earnings, capital structure, then management. Okay. So, this is about the factors of company analysis. Yes, please write down this. Next, moving on to financial analysis. Financial analysis. So, financial analysis also called as analysis of financial statement. So, here as an investor we have to analyze the financial performance of the company before we invest in stock market. Okay. So, we have to analyze the company financial details, we have to examine it. So, in the financial statement usually two like element comes. One is balance sheet, that shows the financial position of the company, we have to analyze that. Then second one is P&L account or income statement of the company. Okay, the balance sheet and the P&L account. So, here as an investor we go for the analysis of financial balance sheet. So, we may take any kind, we may consider like comparative financial statement or a common size financial statement. There are so many techniques to evaluate the financial performance. So, last year, current year, preceding previous year, we consider all three, then we justify. So, what is the progress in the current year? We justify that, then we invest the money. Same thing for the P&L account. So, we justifies the P&L account assessment in terms of by taking 3 or 4 years P&L account, and we decide. So, here the balance sheet shows the complete set of assets and the liability. So, it is a set of assets and liability it shows the financial position of the company. Okay. Then whereas P&L accounts prepared in order to know the net profit or net loss in the company. So, whether it has a net profit or net loss, and to identify that we find out we prepare the P&L account. So, we have to analyze this in terms of various techniques, So, we have so many techniques of financial analysis. Okay, so we have comparative financial statement, we have common size financial statement, we have trend percentage, we have cash flow statement, we have fund flow statement, we have ratio analysis. Okay. So, these are the like techniques we use for the investment. Okay. We analyze the financial performance of the company in terms of these techniques. So, we may consider any one among this. So, first one, comparative financial statement. So, here we consider both balance sheet and P&L account. We consider for 2 years, current year, previous year, or previous year and preceding previous year we consider. So, it is an internal comparison on the same company. Okay, or maybe intra company comparison also can be considered. So, here if you consider for the intra company, so we consider what is the current year net profit, what is the previous year net profit, plus or minus. So, we consider the 2 years of the same company financial performance by taking into consideration of plus or minus. So, in terms of amount, in terms of percentage, increase or decreased. So, if it is increased, that is shows positive growth, if not, that shows negative growth. That is called as compare. As the name indicates, we compare same company by taking 2 years of the financial statement. Then common size. So, here total asset and total liability consider it as a 100%. So, if the total asset is 100%, what is the fixed asset percentage? What is the current assets? So, percentage we consider. So, we compare with another company or we compare on the same company by taking 2 years, then we justify for the investment. Then turn percentage, it is also intra comparison. So, here more than 3 years, more than 2 years financial performance will be done. So, here we can go with only 2 years. So, here more than 2 years if you want to analyze. So, we put a trend percentage. Okay. So, first year is the base year for the rest of the years. So, first year we compare with rest of the years. Then if it is positive, that shows it is having growth, or else if not. Then we consider cash flow statement. Cash flow statement like cash inflows and cash outflow we consider. So, inflows are more that shows positive, if outflows are more that shows negative. So, inflow and outflow also we consider. The cash position we consider here, whether it is decreased or increased or whether it is equal. So, we consider the opening cash balance and closing cash balance here. Then fund flow statement, currently we are not following this as per the Companies Act 1956 and 2013. So, we have to do cash flow statement. Fund flow statement is not compulsory. So, in the fund flow statement also we consider source of funds and application of funds in the financial statement. Based on that we go for analysis. Then we go for lastly ratio analysis. So, in the ratio analysis is the percentage calculation of the financial performance. So, it can be compared with the it can be compared in terms of percentage, in terms of straight expression, in terms of times, in terms of rupees. So, there are so many expressions. So, ratio it represent here one number is divided by another number with the help of multiplying 100. So, we consider. So, it is a financial performance of the company tool, it is one of the tool we use it. So, in the ratio there are so many kinds of ratio. So, usually we consider some of the important ratios. So, we consider liquidity ratio, we consider turnover ratio, we consider leverage ratio, we consider profit margin ratio, we consider return on investment ratio, and we consider valuation ratio. So, these ratios are most important. So, liquidity ratios shows the liquid position of the company. So, short term obligation payment, whether it is really good or not. Then turnover ratio shows the the capacity building of the company in terms of sales revenue, in terms of raw material, in terms of working capital, and leverage ratio shows the financial risk of the company in terms of debt equity ratio, in terms of interest coverage ratio. Then profit margin ratio, the profitability of the company can be found in terms of profit margin ratio, like it, which includes like net profit ratio, then gross profit ratio and profitability ratio, then return on capital employed, return on equity, like that. And next we have return on investment ratio. Return on investment ratio means like investment ratios are like EPS, DPS, PE ratio, those things are called as return on investment ratio. Then valuation ratio we have, so evaluation of the company also to be considered here. So these are all the like techniques we have to use it for the investment. This is all about fundamental analysis. So in the fundamental analysis we have understood economic analysis, then second one industry analysis, third one financial company analysis, and the fourth one what financial analysis. Okay, economic analysis, industry analysis, company analysis, financial analysis. These four elements are comes under fundamental analysis. This is all about fundamental analysis. Okay, understood? Most important for theory questions it is. The technical analysis will be continued by Impa ma'am. Yes, thank you so much.